Okay, so we will go ahead and start. This is the Student Services and Affairs session. With us, we have Gabriela Chandi, who's the Student Services and Affairs Manager. We also have Gustavo Camperos, who is a RIM student and also does work and study for Student Services. And then we also have Jose Woskini, who is an industrial engineering student, and he is also part of our student government. They will talk to you about campus life, work and study, and their experience as Red Raiders. And without further ado, Gabi, please go ahead.
Thank you. Welcome and welcome to our session. So first of all, I would like to know who is in this session. I would like to know a little more about you and what drew you to this session. So maybe if you could unmute yourself and I will call you to make this in an ordered way. Andrea K. Okay. Steph. Steph or Andrea, Martín.
Because I wanted to know more about the student's life, because I think it's one of the things that the most I little know about in university.
Okay, so you want to learn more about student life. Okay, thank you, Martín. Maria?
Hi, I just wanted to continue on the virtual coso and like want the whole experience. And I would also like to learn more about like study and work and the student life. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. Juan? Juan Rivas. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so thank you very much for joining us. This is the Student Services and Affairs session. Student life, work and study, and other things you mentioned, like student events, are under Student Services. So we will learn a little more about the department. So as Juliana told you, my name is Gabriela Chandi. I'm the Student Services Manager. I'm here with Jose and Gustavo. We work closely together on different projects. And if you have any questions, please just unmute yourselves. I cannot see you, I can see the chat. So please unmute yourselves and interrupt us, okay? So we are gonna start this session with a video we asked Hunter Heck, the student body president, to make for you. We told her about the open house and we told her that what we wanted to show was that synchronies there was between Texas Tech Costa Rica and Texas Tech Lubbock, and how we work closely together and all the departments.
Hello everyone, my name is Hunter Heck and I have the honor of serving as the student body president here at Texas Tech University main campus. I'm really excited to get to connect with you all today, provide a little bit of information about the spirit and traditions at Texas Tech University, as well as just give a little bit of information about what Texas Tech University main campus is like. So Texas Tech University was founded in 1923. So in just a couple of years, we'll be celebrating our centennial celebration. We're home to over 40,000 students, 150 different academic majors, 450 student organizations, 10 various undergraduate colleges, 1 graduate school, a law school, and a veterinary school. So we are home to a diverse group of students who are all here for many different reasons, but ultimately love Texas Tech. So a little bit of information about some of the spirits and traditions that we have. Perhaps the most well-known and most recognizable would be the double T. It was founded a long time ago. No one even knows actually who originated the design, but it's very remarkable. There's the old double T symbol, and then there's the new double T logo. We also have several spots on our campus that are pretty well known. There's a Memorial Circle, which was actually a student government initiative that was started a while ago. And what it does is it serves to memorialize fallen Texas Tech Red Raiders and those who have passed away. In addition, we have the seal. This is at the entrance of our campus, and it has various symbols on it to represent different values that are important to Texas Tech University. Some other traditions are our game day traditions. So on Texas Tech football game days, at the beginning of every single game, the horse, whose name is Fearless Champion, he rides out on the field and leads the football team. It's really just such a fun and unique tradition that every single Red Raider gets to be a part of. We have a couple of other traditions in various places on campus. So another one are the victory bells. Every time a Texas Tech sports team wins their game, a student organization group on our campus goes and rings the bells for 30 minutes. And so every time you walk by the bells, you hear them ringing, you know that one of the Texas Tech sports teams won. Another tradition would be our Carol of Lights celebration that happens every year around Christmas time. One night, all of the students and people in the Lubbock community gather together and they turn on all the lights that are strung around the buildings across campus. It takes lots of time and there are thousands of lights, but it's really such a unique experience. I also just wanted to talk to you today about the importance of getting involved on campus, whether you're in Costa Rica or you're here at Texas Tech University, Lubbock. So like I said, we're home to over 450 various student organizations. And I would say that what has made my undergraduate experience the most meaningful are the connections that I've made through getting involved. So by getting involved, there's many benefits to doing this. One, this is just being able to connect with other students. By getting to know others, you can widen your view of the world by learning about their different experiences, their backgrounds, etc. But also you'd be united in a single purpose, whether that could be a commitment to community service or various other organizations. I know that there is a student council set up at TTU Costa Rica that mirrors Student Government Association that I'm participating in here. In addition, it just allows you to gain and develop leadership skills that are so important to carry you into your career. So I'd say one of the important things about the university experience is not simply gaining an education and attending academic classes and taking care of coursework, but also forming meaningful connections with your fellow students. And because Texas Tech really is such a big family. If you were to join the Texas Tech family, I would say that we have something that we can connect on and we'd be united under that single purpose. So again, I just want to reiterate that I'm so grateful for the opportunity to get to connect with you all today. If you have any questions about Texas Tech University, feel free to reach out. If you have any ideas or need more information, my email is hunter.heck@ttu.edu, and I would be so happy to get to know you and welcome you to the Texas Tech family. Welcome.
Okay, so as you saw in the video, we have a great connection with Texas Tech Lubbock, and we work closely together with them to bring their traditions to our campus, but to also create our own traditions. So let's start with what is Student Services and Affairs, okay? So in Student Services, we are committed to the idea that the learning experience does not happen only in the classrooms. It happens outside the classrooms. So how do we promote this? We encourage a holistic student development by promoting the well-being of the students in the areas: emotional, mental, social, and physical. And we will talk more about how we do that in each area. Our goal is to complement the academic experience by helping students become engaged in the university settings and providing them with resources. So Jose and Gustavo will tell you more about how have they used their connections, how have they gotten involved to strengthen that academic experience they are getting. Okay, we create intentional programs, services, and experience to support your growth and development. So when we talk about this, what we want students to understand is that, yes, we want to graduate professionals, but we also want to graduate well-rounded persons, okay? So for us, it's not just what you learn in the classroom, but how will you use all that learning to make yourself a better person, to make the world a better place? How will you use everything you've learned to be a well-rounded citizen? Okay. Some of our departments. Okay, so as I told you, we work with student services over at Lubbock. We work with the dean of students. We have our dean here in Costa Rica, but there is also a dean of students in Lubbock. So in the difference between Texas Tech and other universities in Costa Rica is that, for example, there's a student conduct office. So the student conduct office is not just for students if they get in some sort of trouble, but it also helps if a student is having trouble in their classes. So it's a way to expedite everything. So it's not as bureaucratic as in other universities, and things get solved quickly so that the student can keep on learning in the best way possible. Students of concern. One of the advantages of having small learning environments is that we care about each and every one of the students. All the students know each other, and the faculty and staff know the students. So if there is a problem, if there is a student that has a disease or that is sick, they usually report it to the Office of Students of Concern, and we work closely together with the faculty so that the student can rest, for example, and he or she doesn't have to worry about classes. So the university takes care of the process so that the student doesn't have to worry about it, okay? We also work with the Risk Intervention and Safety Education Program. This is a program focused on prevention and well-being. And here we use resources like health and wellness, stress management, anxiety. So we want students to feel their best here in the university. And we have some counseling resources also. We work closely together with career services. So if you want to know more about your major, you want to explore different options in that major, or if you just want to take, for example, a personality test or a strengths test to know how to develop those strengths, you can do this through the career service. And here we also have the work and study program. So we do several workshops related to how to go to an interview, how to write a CV, how to communicate when you're in the workplace, how to write an email. So we have different workshops to help you succeed both at work and at the university. We have student government, which in a few seconds I will let Jose talk more about that. And student government works closely together with the student government over at Lubbock. We have had several presidents of the student body come and visit us. So it's It's very cool to see how we can integrate the activities they have and the activities that we have and create new traditions. We have a student disability service. So if any of you need accommodations or you had accommodations over at your high school, that is a possibility here. And as I've told you before, our main concern is that our students feel comfortable and that they succeed here in the university. We do orientation and welcome week to all new students. So when you're a freshman, you will have to go through a pre-orientation and orientation process. This is very valuable because the US system is different. So it's a way for students to feel safe when they come those first weeks of class, so that they know their faculty, they know the staff, and they know some few students, and they're not as lost that first week. We do a lot of co-curricular engagement. These are student events and student involvement. Gustavo and Jose are gonna talk more about that. We have developed student leadership programs. We want to have a very diverse campus. We want it to be a safe space for everybody. So we work with the Office of LGBTQIA. And we have an Office of Parent and Family Relationships, because we want your parents to be involved, but not that involved that they do everything for you. But we want to connect with your family, and we want them to be part of the Red Raider community. Okay, and now for the fun part. I'm gonna let Gustavo and Jose take it from here. Oh, sorry.
Okay, so I think what's most important to highlight at first is that student involvement, and what Texas Tech wants to reach with this, is not only creating professionals inside of the classroom, but creating leaders outside of it. And we do this through student involvement. You know, having all the webinars and all the extra resources that we offer as a university would not be effective without our students being involved in our community, and for us to be able to guide them through that process. So that's basically what student involvement is so important.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, especially when we're talking about the student involvement, is that the people that we have, we are more of a family. So when we're talking about student involvement, is because since we are such a small campus, we know everybody. We relate with everyone. So for example, Gavi is not only a mentor to all of us that we can reach out to her at any time, but also our professors even, right? So the student involvement in that moment is not only about the academics, but is how do we bond, right? Especially in this time of you know, during this pandemic, it's been very difficult to try to form a bond inside the school, but we have managed to do it so far.
Okay.
And we look to.
Sorry, go.
And what we look to do is facilitate that. Both Jose and I have been in other universities in the past, and we can testify that, you know, what it takes to be able to be part of student involvement in other universities where there's so many students and so many student organizations. It's a lot more bureaucratic than here, where you can just come to your peers or to Gavi and they will guide you and orient you towards your interest, or if you want to be part of something or you want to create something yourself, which is also what we really want to like encourage, that if you come here, you're able to share what interests you, what makes you passionate, and transform it into something that you can build upon.
Right, and speaking of that, if you want to go, Gabi, in the next slide, we can see about the student involvement itself. How do we create this? And we create it through student organizations. Since we are a brand new university back in Costa Rica, we have all the freedom to do basically new activities, new traditions, as we were mentioning before. And for example, we have the Diversity Inclusion Raters Association, which is over here in the left. Then we have, as I am part of it, we have the TTU CR Robotics Club. We have Student Council, as I am the treasurer of the Student Council that we represent, as our president, Hunter Heck, is back in Lubbock. We have our president back here. Then we have the Sustainability Club, but basically is run by Gustavo, if I'm not mistaken. And then I came with the idea of doing the debate team. And it's been a very fun experience from all of these student organizations, because we really do a lot of things. So for example, DIRA promotes Diversity Week, and we have Pride Week as well. So we have encouraged a safe zone. That is the whole point of having this diversity and inclusion, association itself, is to create a safe place. When I started, Gustavo and I, we came together to this school after we were in our different schools. This is actually my third career, industrial engineer. I already graduated from a couple of them in another university here in Costa Rica. So I know the experience. I know how bureaucratic it is, how difficult it is to actually get some people like Gabriela to be, hand in hand working together for a same goal. Is very, very complicated. But when it comes down to creating this safe place, that sometimes we didn't feel that same safe place in our other university or even in high school, right? I'm 26. I'm a bit old, like my other classmates who are 20, 19, some of them. So, I've been through already a process of maturing, myself. But these people that all like coming out from high school, and sometimes it's a bubble, and you get out of that bubble to be in another bubble, which is Texas Tech University. And we really try hard to make a safe place, a safe zone with different activities to socialize more and to understand that there is a world out there, and that we need to embrace it and to respect one another. And that is basically all our foundations and all our organizations are based on respect. For example, not only DIRA, but Robotics Club itself has a very respect kind of thing, not only for the organization itself, but towards the meaning of respect of creating and engineering in that sense. Of course, the Student Council and even sustainability, when we're talking about the respect that we have for nature, right? And well, the debate club, I'll talk about it more, but Gustavo, if you want to talk about the sustainability club, it would be great.
Well, the thing is that sustainability is not only about nature. We try to build upon the pillars of people first, and then, of course, combine that with nature. So we first try to look after the well-being and the integrity of the individual, so that we can then go and talk about what we can do for the planet and to take care of it. And I think that's the way that sustainability is not only related to nature, but also to all the student organizations, in the sense that you talk about creating that safe space. And with that said, even though we try to create a safe space as a whole in Texas Tech, Costa Rica, while you're in that safe place, we're also giving you tools to prepare for the world out there. We encourage you, but we also we want you to know what's out there and what you're going to be facing, and give you the skills to stand out in the job market and in your career path.
And that's one of the main reasons Gabi was mentioning about if you want to participate in, they call it soft skills, right? Like, giving a speech, or even us that we are here in front of you. It takes time to develop these skills, and they're very necessary. And one of the things that why I personally created a debate team was to encourage people to get out of that comfort zone, because one day they're going to be professionals, right? One day you're going to be a professional, and sometimes you got to stand up to what you believe, right? And you have to really make a point if you think your boss is not in the right path, right? And that is the whole idea of me creating the debate team. Gustavo is part of the debate team, and last year we participated in the university debate that the Legislative Assembly of Costa Rica promotes. It's a very competitive scene. I already participated twice with my other university before arriving at Texas Tech University. And I can tell you that I received, honestly, I received the entire support from Texas Tech, which I did not receive from my other college. So I really encouraged people. Like, I talked to Gustavo, who I was like, well, you can exploit a lot of things that you have, but you have to get it out. And it's very interesting seeing one of our friends who was very shy, Virginia, who was very shy, standing up and answering questions, answering difficult questions, and being always very respectful, but telling the other person who was she debating against to please do not interrupt her and let her finish. So those are kind of the things. Even though we reached fourth place versus, it was the first time that we participated. I am so proud of them. I'm very happy. And those are the things that actually make me feel very comfortable, you know, in Texas Tech University, because I mean, you get inspired by what your classmates are doing. And it's very nice.
Yeah, and I can absolutely like testify about that. Like, I've been terrified my whole life about public speaking, even like being on a computer and knowing that there's 15, 20 people just looking at me. It makes my heart pound. And after we went to the debate competition, I gained a lot of confidence, and I actually was able to um, talk in orientation in front of all the incoming students and parents and people that came from Texas. And I would not have been able to do that correctly. And of course, I have a long way to go still to master that. But I would not have been able to do that without, stepping out of my comfort zone and trusting Jose, trusting my other classmates, putting in the effort of, putting in time for university outside of class. If I had not done that. And that's going to be something that's going to carry on with me throughout my whole life. And that's the idea that we want to deliver to our students.
And what Jose said is very important for us. It's very important for the university that the students come with the idea. So we don't have, like in other universities, different clubs set up. So like you say like, oh, okay, I want to be part of this and this club. We have the ones that our students have started. It's not the university who started the clubs, but it's the students. So that gives it like, it gives it more strength. It gives it more strength because it's the actual students pushing towards that main goal. Okay, so it's not me telling them what they have to do, it's them telling me what they want to do. And what we do is we provide the resources and the tools to help further the organization and their initiatives to help them fulfill the purpose and the objective of the student organizations. Another a very cool thing about Texas Tech Costa Rica is that if you heard Hunter's video, she said that there are more than 500 student organizations there. Our student organizations are considered part of the Texas Tech Lubbock student organizations. So in that number, she's counting us also, but this gives us more resources to work with them. So for example, Jose can work closely together with the debate club in Lubbock, and they can give Jose resources. Or we have worked a lot with people for example, there's a woman in STEM club, and they have met with some of our students that are studying, that are women in STEM. Okay, so we have this close relationship, and we can use their resources as well as they can use our resources. And I know, well, both Gustavo and Jose have worked closely together with people in Lubbock. Okay.
Yeah, and a few things to add to that is that, for example, with Daira, we have worked together with the diversity club that they have back in Lubbock. And even just a fun fact, the debate club of Texas Tech University back in the States, they've been national champions twice. So when we reached out to them, well, it was, since we were starting, it was brand new, and then they helped us to giving us feedback. How did they do it? Everything. So we do maintain a close relationship with them.
Okay, so other activities we do, for example, in Texas Tech, they do Arbor Day, and we created our own version of Arbor Day. Actually, the picture is, let me show you the picture. This is the picture of when we went, and what we did was we went to the Boaz volcano and did a community service. So this was part of the student government. It was part of the sustainability club. So it was different student organizations working closely together. And in this occasion, it was not the season to plant trees. So what we did was we cleaned a national park, because that's something our students are very concerned about also, like the sustainability of our planet. So Gustavo and Jose, if you want to talk more about the community services we've done.
Yeah, well, the thing about Arbor Day itself, like the original tradition from Lubbock, is that it's done on a specific day, right? And the thing is that during that day in Costa Rica, it's not a good idea to plant trees, because they will not bloom, they will not develop the way they're supposed to. So what we did is that we've found ways to contribute to nature and to ecosystems through different activities. Like Gabi said, we've been in the Boaz volcano, clearing paths and helping that ecosystem like be able to be clean and work properly for the visitors. We went to Manuel Antonio as another Arbor Day community service, also to help the park and to contribute to what they're doing there. We've also been in, I forget the name, Gaby, do you
Parque La Libertad.
El Parque de la Libertad, where we were able to also help clean there and learn a little bit more about the social service that they're doing, which is very valuable, not only for nature, but the community there around Rio Azul, offering them a second opportunity. I don't know if Jose wants to talk about academic weeks.
Yeah, well, we do have a lot of activities in the sense with the academic weeks. For example, we have engineering week. So it's a whole week itself to encourage people, especially our professors, to create robots or create some kind of competition kind of thing. So we had a rover challenge about, what was it, last year, I believe? And it was very, very fun. It was very, very interesting how to create a robot from scratch, basically, right? And then we have also a RIM week, if I'm right, correct? Which is delicious, I have to tell you. It's delicious for us, not for the students of RIM, I'm sorry, but it's delicious because we get to enjoy a lot of things. And these are part of, you know, bonding together, as we were mentioning before, because even though we have different majors here in Costa Rica, they're not a lot, but we all get to know each other pretty well. And academic week is part of that. And of course, the tailgates, which Gustavo's face can clearly say that we were extremely happy because that was one of the best days of our lives. That was for the
March
semifinal.
That was final four.
Final
No,
four.
that's it was we were trying to get into the final that day.
Yes, it was amazing. So we organize all of these things, and we have traditions relating to that. I don't know if there is a picture about uh, the masked. Well, we have a statue back in Lubbock, and we wrap it up in red every time we have a game the day before. We have a statue here in Avenida Escazú, which we call it Bigfoot. And we try to wrap it, but it's been a custom now that they wrap me instead of Bigfoot. So it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny, and we do that kind of stuff, you know, creating new things.
Yeah, I think adapting them is the way that some of them work. Like we have the tradition from Lubbock, but we will always have to like Caribbeanize it a little bit, you know, tropicalize it in order for it to work and to be something from them, but also from us.
So part of the academic weeks, I want to go back to this. As I told you at the beginning, our department is worried about not only about your learning experience inside the classroom, but also your learning experience outside the classroom, and how will you use all that knowledge in your career and in your personal and professional life. So what we do with the academic weeks is that we define a topic or several topics that are trending in that moment. And we invite different guest speakers to talk about those, and those are free for all our students. They are really good guest speakers in the industry, and they host workshops with our students. We do different competitions so that the students have to apply all the knowledge that they've used in the classroom in those competitions. What else? We also connect with students in Lubbock, or different professors in Lubbock, or for example, with RIM Week. In one occasion, we brought 6 different chefs who were who had sustainable practices in their restaurants. So they taught the students different things they were doing. So it was a way to see this sustainability part, but also the cooking and how to manage our restaurant. So it was very fun for the students. We also do a health and wellness week, where students can create their own smoothies. There are different workshops like yoga or stress management, if you like more academic workshops. So there are activities for everybody, and that's what we try to do. We try to ask the students what they want and plan accordingly. So for us, it's very important the students' personality, what they want, their taste, what are they studying. So we take into account the individual as a whole. Okay. And now for can you see me okay? I lost my internet for a second.
Yes, we can see you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so for the work and study program, I know several of you are interested in the work and study program. So it's a program created so, as the name says, students can work and study at the same time. So what we want is for the students to graduate with experience. I don't know if you've heard the stories, like when people graduate, they go and ask for a job, and the first thing they tell them is, how many years of experience do you have? And people are like, we just graduated. So, or they say, okay, we require minimum 2 to 5 years experience. So we did not want that to happen to our students. So we are giving the students the opportunity to work in different companies which we contact, and they can have this real life work experience. So we've had students that work for 6 months, others that work for 1 year, and then we have students that have worked throughout their whole career and major. So it's also a way for students to apply their knowledge in the classroom to the workplace. And when you graduate, you will have 4 or more years of experience, okay? Students can work part-time. We recommend working 20 hours or less. And the rest of the class, students have to commit to coming to a full-time schedule, and they have to maintain good grades and a good GPA to be part of the program. So when you are not at work, you should be here at the university studying and taking your classes, okay? The other benefit is that, as I told you before, you will graduate with 3 or 4 years of experience. What we do is we host 5 different workshops to train our students before going to the workplace, okay? So we do a workshop on how to write a CV, and professionals come and they tell you what to write, what not to write, and they review your CV. We host a workshop on how to conduct yourself in an interview and how to do an elevator pitch when you only have 1 or 2 minutes to demonstrate your strengths and your abilities and what you're capable of. We do a workshop based on communication skills, not only on communications with your boss or your peers, but also on how to write an email, for example, how to ask for vacation, how to tell your employer that you have a very important exam and you can't attend to that meeting because it's at the same time. So we work with all these kinds of situations. And I want to leave you with Gustavo so he can tell you more about his experience in the work and study program.
So as a personal advice, if you're thinking about joining the work and study program, do it. If you're not thinking about joining, start thinking about joining, because it's seriously a way of applying your knowledge as an opportunity that you won't have anywhere else. Like, the whole system works as, like, we have our classes, we have all the extra knowledge that we're given through webinars and through student life and all of this, but if you don't apply it, it's very unlikely, or the percentage of retention diminishes. So work and study is going to help you apply those abilities in order for you to interiorize them. The workshops that they give us, the 5 workshops that they give us, are going to help you get to your first job interview as soon as you graduate and not make rookie mistakes, which is, it's going to be a major differentiator when you're, applying for an entry job and you have all these other people that don't have experience, and there's you who has experience and also knows how to conduct yourself in an interview, knows how to conduct yourself with the people that you're working with your bosses and stuff like that. In a day-to-day, it's gonna also reinforce soft skills such as time management, communication, teamwork, and all of this is just making you grow into a more well-rounded professional and person. So if you have the opportunity, do it. I highly, highly recommend it.
Okay, so this is the last part of the presentation. Our time is up, but I wanted to know if any of you had any questions about student involvement, work and study, academic weeks, tailgates.
Sorry, I have a comment. For all of you that are tuning in and you love listening to Jose and Gustavo talk about things they're passionate about, we actually have a podcast that we started here at Texas Tech University, Costa Rica. It's called Red Raider Talks. It's available on Spotify, so we highly encourage you to listen and to follow it. We have a really good lineup of students getting ready to talk about topics that they're very passionate about. They do all the research themselves, and it's always a very interesting topic. So just kind of a side note for everybody to continue listening to our students.
I wanna comment on that as well. That's one of the great many things that actually this university, I mean, no other university in Costa Rica will actually come to you and tell you, hey, you know, I have this idea that if you want to express, you know, an idea you have maybe, and you wanted to talk to, put it in the radio and stuff, come and do it, you know. And then we started doing these podcasts. Gustavo talked about mental health, which is today, actually, right? That is Mental Health Awareness Day, and it's very amazing. I really recommend it because it's his own very perspective, right? And all the things that have been happening throughout this year, right? And I talked about vertical farming. It's a topic a bit more engineering, economics kind of thing, and how it could benefit and diminish hunger that is, you know, an ongoing subject throughout the world and even Costa Rica. So those are the type of things that we do, and people really encourage us here in campus to do all of these activities. So if you really have any other questions, you can always you can talk to us, or you can write them.
There is a question that what are some other clubs that you are hoping to create? Well, right now I've been working with a student. Some of our students are in the president's list and the dean's list, and they want to create, that's when students have a really high GPA. They want to create a club so that they can help so that they can have different initiatives and help the community. It's like an honors club, for example. And then there's another student that's working with people in engineering also, and he wants to create sort of an engineering club, but it is something that already exists in Texas Tech Lubbock. So he is in conversations to create a chapter here so that they can work closely together. Gustavo and Jose, do you know about other clubs that?
Gaming.
There's a gaming club also.
Yeah, and we were planning at the beginning a hiking club.
Ah, yes. Thank you very much. there's a hiking club that we will hopefully start if we can in December with social distancing. Since it's outdoors, everybody can wear their masks and it's not such a problem. But what we're going to do is we're going to work with the student government and the sustainability club, and we are going to implement different hikings throughout the year. So we're going to start with easy hikes, and our goal is, if we can, to go to Chiripo at the end of the year.